Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we're going to be looking at trans and LGBT posts in the subreddit FacePalm. I had not ever been into this subreddit before today, and these posts are hilarious. I love this subreddit. I swear to God, all these posts just prove that transphobia, homophobia, LGBT phobia just makes you stupid. Like, it just makes you dumb and embarrassing and cringy. But okay, let's get into it. Okay, the first one is captioned, "Damn, AOC burned her so bad, swimming couldn't douse it." And then the post is a screenshot of a tweet from AOC. I'll get into that in a second, but it's a reply to Miss Riley Gaines. If you don't know Riley Gaines, she is the swimmer that tied in 5th place with Leah Thomas and made a whole transphobic career out of it. She travels around the country now saying, trans women are taking women's opportunities, trans women are invading women's spaces and attacking, I don't even know what she says. It's craziness, but basically she's just still butthurt about losing to a trans woman. She didn't even lose to a trans woman either. She tied, girl. And so the original tweet from Riley Gaines says, "We're being destroyed from within." And then it's a picture of AOC, Zoran Mamdani, and Bernie Sanders at a rally. Shout out to them, by the way. Love all three of them. My heroes, girl. Okay, maybe that's a little crazy, but do like them. I do. What's that TikTok audio? My name is Mamdani. M-A-M-D-A-N-I. And then AOC quote tweeted her and said, "Maybe if you channeled all this anger into swimming faster, you wouldn't have come in 5th. Damn! First of all, it's such a crazy political climate that we're living in right now. Like, these are politicians tweeting at people, like saying, do better, like just don't suck at sports next time. And I'm here for it. Honestly, I am so here for it. F Riley Gaines. I cannot believe that this is a congresswoman. I am so here for it though. She deserves it. I think this tweet had like 42 million views or something crazy like that too. So I know Riley Gaines is so embarrassed right now.
Embarrassing.
I swear only in today's political climate could somebody make an entire career out of bashing the, 10 trans athletes in the NCAA. What have they done to us? What have they done to this poor trans community? I swear. It's tragic. Horrible. Get her ass, AOC. Okay, this is the next one. "Man avoids gay stairs." You know what, good? We don't want your ugly ass sandals on the stairs anyways. I bet you don't clip your toenails or wash your feet. Ew! Stupid straight men, I swear to God. I'm just kidding, I love straight men. Hit me up, I swear. I don't know how this original post has 1 million likes. I'm just gonna hope that it's people laughing at how stupid this man is, because first of all, what are you doing? You look like a seal. Like, the way that your legs are spread and you are riding down that pole does not make it look like you are any sort of hater of the gay community. I promise you that. But the comments in this video are insane. Pedophile stairs. I mean, I guess that's just one of them. And then the rest of this post is just like a freaking like battle in the comments that I'm not gonna read because that's crazy. That's why I say though that transphobia, homophobia, LGBT phobia of all types just makes you stupid. Like, you're just dumb. If you genuinely think that the LGBT community is pro-pedophile, I just don't trust your critical thinking skills. I think that you're an idiot. I think you're stupid. We don't. F the pedophiles, throw them in jail. Okay, this one is our favorite Ariel Scarcella. I saw this picture a while ago, so this might not be a new post, but I'm like, what are you doing, babe? LGBT greater than alphabet people. And like, first of all, I know you printed out that paper. I know you stamped that paper with LGBT yourself. So it's like, I don't know. It's just so stupid to me. First of all, what are you even saying? You shouldn't even rip off the TQ like people normally do. She just ripped off the Q. I don't understand what you're trying to say here, babe. And for what? When she was first doing this, I mean, she's been doing this nonsense for a while now, but when she was doing this kind of stuff, people were like, girl, they're gonna come after gay marriage too. Like, you shouldn't be doing that. They're gonna come after you next. She's like,
no, they would never do that.
Here we are, girl. They're coming after gay marriage next. Not that I think many people are lining up to marry Ariel Scarcella, but I mean, sorry. I'm being a little mean today. And you know what? I'm not sorry for it, actually. I'm a proud alphabet person. Oh my God, that would have been a great Halloween costume. Alphabet person. Just put like letters all over you. I'm an alphabet person. Okay, maybe it's not a good idea for a Halloween costume, but I think it might be. Let me know when they pick you, bestie. This one's captioned, "MAGA is at it again." It's a picture of what looks like to be like an old Pizza Hut. You know, it has like the frame of a Pizza Hut. And it says, "No matter what you do to this building, everybody knows it used to be a Pizza Hut. This is what the trans community fails to understand." And then the comment underneath, "So you admit it's not a Pizza Hut currently? If it became a dental clinic, would you go in demanding a large pepperoni and calling the secretary delusional for explaining she's not a waitress? This is what kids fail to understand." Get his ass! There we go again. Transphobia making somebody stupid. Like, I'm sorry, if you're gonna try to come from the trans community, you have to make a coherent argument. This one's captioned, "Twitter discovers tomboys. Tomo-chan is the most anti-transgender piece of media of 2023. Tomo is a female with many masculine traits like being physically strong, athletic, and tough." Masculine girl. I mean, I guess it's typically masculine, but whatever. However, the idea of being trans never even enters her mind. She knows she's a girl and only wants to be seen as that. I In what world, in what mother effing world is the trans community the community that does not support diverse gender expectations and diverse gender expression?
What world, bestie?
Need I cite the thing from multiple years ago of Harry Styles in a dress and everybody freaked out about that? Mr. F***ing Potato Head, that whole thing where they were freaking out that she wasn't super feminine anymore. I love a tomboy over here. Sure do. Not me, but I mean, to each their own, I suppose. This one was just such a good read, I had to include it. Godly Nation on Twitter tweeted out, "What's one thing Republican women have that Democrat women don't?" And it's a picture of Caroline Leavitt, the White House press secretary, and I don't know who her bestie is, but. And somebody quote tweeted it and said, "A husband with a Grindr account?" Oh my God. True. Yeah, true. It really is so interesting, right? Maybe just the suppression of one's sexuality just makes you an angry person. And you're like, well, if I can't express my sexuality, then nobody should be able to. If I can't be gay, no gay for anybody. And those are Republican talking points, right? Oh my God, did you guys see that Grindr literally crashed during the Republican National Convention last year? What are you doing? What's going on there? This one, I don't even know what's going on. It says they may want to rethink this phone number, and it's just the back of a truck that says 1-888-PEG-TRANS. I didn't even want to say that out loud. 1-888-PEG-TRANS. Right. The comment, is this the MAGA Conservative Party conference bus? Grindr app crashes within a 50-foot proximity of this vehicle. 1-800-GET-PEGGED. First of all, what is this bus? What is this bus? What is this actually for? They do have a unicorn in the back though, don't they? Unicorn without the horn. Does that make sense? Yeah. I don't know, maybe. Now, to change the subject a bit, and if I can be a little vulnerable with you guys, this last year has been extremely difficult for me emotionally. I went through a very difficult breakup, and then November came around and the political climate surrounding trans people and trans activists got really hostile, and it was just a lot. It was a lot. Fortunately, I was able to find a really great therapist who was able to help me process the breakup, process the emotions that I was feeling due to the political climate, and also help me unpack just the trauma of being a trans person in the United States. It was definitely not easy work, but it was well worth it. And I do genuinely still believe that therapy is something that everybody should be doing, even if you don't have, trauma, or even if you haven't gone through a breakup or whatever it is. Everybody could use a little emotional help. Let's be real. However, it is not always easy to find a therapist and to find the right care. And so any way that there is out there to break down those barriers to entry, I fully support. And that's why I'm so glad to be sharing today's sponsor with you guys, Grow Therapy. Grow Therapy is dedicated to making this process as easy as possible for their clients. You can choose from over 19,000 different providers and book in as little as 2 days. You can book at night, you can book on the weekends, whatever works for you. And you can easily switch providers if the first provider that you find is not necessarily a match for you. Most appointments cost as little as $21, sometimes as little as $0. And Grow even works with your insurance company. They take over 100 different insurance carriers, including Medicaid in some states, which a lot of the therapy competitors do not offer. Grow can even connect you with a psychiatrist. So if you're looking for a more medication-based treatment plan, they can do that as well. And also, unlike other providers, there is no subscription fee. There's no hidden costs. You pay literally per appointment, per session. There's already so many people using Grow Therapy. They have over 1 million users. So you can trust them. You can trust me to tell you can trust them. So yeah, you guys, please take it from me. If you were thinking about starting therapy, if you've been in therapy before and you want to restart again, this is the perfect time. It's never too late to start therapy. I am the biggest proponent of therapy. I swear to God. That's why I was so excited to work with Grow Therapy. I know it can be very intimidating to start with somebody new, but Grow Therapy really does make it easy. So yes, please take that first step. I have a link down in my description box to get you started today. I really, really hope that they're able to and know they're going to be able to help you guys. So please, sorry, girl. Please don't be afraid to take the first step right now, today. Go ahead. Thank you so much, Grow Therapy, for sponsoring today's video. And now let's get back into it. Transphobes be like, support real women in sports. Also transphobes. And then it's a picture of this beautiful woman who broke the world record for 733 pull-ups in 1 hour. That's honestly crazy. That's like how many pull-ups in like a minute. 733, yeah, so 12 per minute. That's 0.2 push-ups per second. That's 1 pull-up a second. But then all the comments say, he did a good job. Good job, bro. Good job, man, he or she. Is that a man or a woman? Oh my God, I hate Facebook. I hate Facebook Meta. I recently went freaking viral on Facebook the other day for my GLAAD photos of I had the words on my back of protect trans kids, all that kind of stuff. I hate Facebook. F Facebook. The comments on Facebook are literally a cesspool of like just like the nastiest people in the world, just the nastiest, grossest little people. And they're lucky that in this photo they crossed out their pictures and their names, because I would be zooming in on all of these grimy little ogres' faces and showing you how nasty they are. Going after this beautiful, literally a cisgender woman just because she has muscle on her, as if they're not the most disgusting people in the world. I'm not much of a hater, but I hate them. This one says, dark humor, mother effers, when you joke about the death of their favorite right-wing political commentator instead of the death of some random trans teenager. Yikes, yeah. Ooh. Too real, honestly. No, it's so true. Now that we've kind of, you know, had a minute to process the whole Charlie Kirk situation, can we talk about that? Can we talk about that? People losing their jobs, people getting attacked online for saying that they don't have sympathy for somebody like Charlie Kirk. I mean, I get it. It sounds kind of crazy to say that you don't have empathy for somebody that just got murdered. But also, it's like, Mama's not a nice person. And so if you're going to be upset about that, why are you not upset also about trans people getting murdered every single day? About trans teenagers getting beaten up and murdered every single day? About children dying in Gaza every single day? I don't get it. I really don't get it. It's just the stupidity. It's the brain rot. The transphobic brain rot, bestie. Trump DOJ is looking at ways to ban transgender Americans from owning guns, sources say. And then the thing says, when the violence stops, who will they blame next? Okay, this one's a little serious. This one's, I mean, the last one was kind of serious too, but like, this is just so ridiculously unnecessary and such a manipulative thing to do. They make up these stats about trans shooters making up like 50% of the, you know, mass shootings and all this crazy stuff. That's just not even close to being accurate. They drum up all of this hatred, all of this confusion, all of this outrage about trans mass shooters, say that they're gonna label us as a domestic terrorist organization, say they're gonna take away our guns. For what? I'm over here playing Zelda and making YouTube videos. Like, could there possibly be trans people that, you know, commit horrible crimes and, you know, shouldn't have access to guns? Of course, because we are a community, a demographic that is very much like other demographics, and the way that, you know, we have some bad people in the community, we have some bad people here and there. What we don't have is an overrepresentation of these things in the community, right? That may be a problem, but it's just not there. We don't have that. It's not true. In the last 10 years, there have been about 5,300 mass shootings. 4 of them were perpetrated by a trans person. That's not very frequent. It's actually quite infrequent. But anyways, let's move on. Oh my God. Mr. Elon Musk tweeted, my observation is that a major driver of white males becoming trans is the relentless propaganda portraying white men as the worst human beings. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. That was crazy of me to do that. I'm sorry. I was just kidding. If those lies land, especially during vulnerable teen years, and they are given an option to be a quote unquote celebrated group, some will do it. Girl. I mean, coming as somebody that was a white male or like a white passing male, that's not why I transitioned, babe. It's just not. I transitioned because I'm trans. I did. But again, it's just this coordinated attempt from the right, from people like Elon Musk, from people like Matt Walsh, all these different people, to discredit a trans identity and make it seem like it's something that people are doing for any other reason than the fact that they're actually trans and the fact that that's just who they are. They always want to make it seem like some sort of external motivation and some sort of insidious motivation, when in reality, it's just like, girl, I don't know. I'm just a girl. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. F you. Okay, the next one. Vance pushes vaccine message during Joe Rogan podcast. Says people become trans to improve Ivy League chance. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm freaking talking about. No, oh my God. I can't. Yes, I went through an entire transition. I went through bottom surgery. I went through top surgery. I went through FFS. I went through revisions for all my surgeries. I went through hormone replacement therapy. I went through all of these things to get into college. Girl, I got into college anyways. Let's be for real. If people really were transitioning just to get into college, wouldn't we see more of like the uneducated populations and demographics that lean more uneducated, showing a higher rate of people being transgender? We don't see that. Like, right-wing people tend to be less educated. That's just a statistic. I'm not throwing shade. I would if I could. And there's not more trans people there, right? Right? Am I right? Anyways, let's move on. Also, by the way, guys, I post new videos twice a week on my channel. So if you guys are not yet subscribed and you would like to be, go ahead. I did not forget. Go ahead and do that right now. Go ahead. Thank you so much. And I also go live on Twitch twice a week as well. So if you guys have a Twitch channel, come check me out over there. We have a lot of fun. Happy Pride Month. This is my trans son who came out to us 7 years ago today. I see a woman. And then Ruby goes, do you really? And I was like, that's so mean. Why would they say that about this trans man? Like, he looks great. Like, I don't see a woman at all. He's very passable. He's very all this stuff. And then I read the other comments and it's like, babe, that's a cis man. The guy in the picture is Jay Schlatt, a YouTuber / streamer. He is not trans, just an ally. And the rest of this comment is so right as well. The people are just so obsessed with the idea of we can tell, and the idea of like just putting down trans people that they just lie. They just make things up.
Why you always lying?
You people are, first of all, stupid. Second of all, embarrassing. Third of all, mean. Like, you people are just mean. Mean, nasty people. I could never imagine just being mean to people for no reason online. Granted, I am being mean to you people right now, but there's a very good reason I'm doing that. This one says, average of 600 mass shootings a year happen over 3-year span. No way to fix this. Sad face. Trans people exist. 64 anti-trans bills passed. 376 currently active. Yeah, they hate us. They really hate us, y'all. What did we do? I don't know. Nothing. We didn't do anything, honestly. I think that's honestly such a, for lack of a better word, just like a read on the political system in America. Like, you can work on hundreds of anti-trans bills. Dozens of them passed, but you can't fix gun violence. It's just embarrassing, babe. It's just embarrassing. Okay, so this one is a little back and forth. It says, what on earth? No, people being transgender isn't a religion. Valid, true. And then the original poster says, I usually think of it as one, since the ideas in it can easily be disproven by science. Not the science argument. I'm fuming already. Maybe religion isn't the right word, but I don't know what would be. It's blind faith in an idea that has supernatural beliefs. This does me. I love Supernatural. That song's so good. And that show, they're both good. They said, the fact trans people exist literally proves it can't be disproven by science. Right, like what are you trying to say here? Let's break it down. They go, except they don't. Nobody has ever changed their sex, not once. People who take shots, sorry, cross-dress and get cosmetic surgeries are real. No man has ever become a woman and no woman has ever become a man. Oh my God. Now again, lack of critical thinking skills here, or even just like listening skills. Like, it doesn't take that hard to just listen to what trans people are saying. Trans people do not think that we're changing sex. I mean, some people do think that we are changing sex, and I think that there is a slight argument to be made that, you know, I'm not biologically male anymore because, you know, my hormones have changed, my secondary sex characteristics have changed, all that kind of stuff. But I wouldn't necessarily say that I'm 100% female either. I describe myself as a trans female, but that's just not the argument people are making. You know what I mean? Most people, when they are affirming their gender and saying that I'm a woman, they're just talking about gender. Gender is different than sex. Sex is the biological characteristics that we have, our body parts, our internal organs, all that kind of stuff. Gender is the social categories that we fall into, including gender roles, the way we present ourselves, all those kinds of things. And so when trans people say that I'm a woman, they're talking about the way that they identify their gender identity, right? The way that they feel about themselves internally, where they feel they belong in these societal constructs. They're not saying, my body is now a female body because I identify this way. That's not what we're saying. We're simply saying, I feel more comfortable and I feel more myself when I exist in these societal norms, right? But this person's also just weird. I think that transphobia is weird. It's weird to care so much about what other people are doing and the way that other people feel comfortable living their lives, to go and to take it to a place like Reddit or whatever forum this was posted on and to like talk smack about them. It's just weird. It's weird behavior. It's very antisocial and concerning. You're scaring me, babe. This one's just funny. The same people who oppose trans rights. Oh my God, Laura Loomer. Damn, girl. You really look different, huh? Oh my God, Kimberly too. Oh my God, they all look so different. Damn. I'm not even a hater. Like, well within your right to get crazy, bad, ugly, plastic surgery. That's on you. But also, don't go after other people who also want it just because they said that they're trans. I will say, sometimes people say that this is all gender affirming care and stuff like that, and I don't think that's true. I do think that cisgender people can have and can pursue gender affirming care and can have gender affirming care, but it's not just like any cosmetic procedure that people have is gender affirming. That's not how that works. Like, a man having hair transplants and a woman getting a breast augmentation is not gender affirming care. That's just cosmetic surgery. Gender affirming care encompasses procedures and treatment that is intended to change the presentation of your gender or to change the perception of your gender. So if a male had like gynecomastia, where he had like excess breast tissue that isn't typical of a male and it could make his chest look more female, removing that is gender affirming care because it changes the presentation of their gender. If a cisgender woman had PCOS and had like facial hair, removing that would be considered gender affirming care because, again, facial hair is not something that is typical to females, and it can change the perception of their gender. And honestly, I think that conflating all cosmetic procedures to gender affirming care is not the good strategy that people think it is. Insurance companies cover gender affirming care because it, one, can keep trans people safe, right? I mean, looking visibly trans can be very dangerous, especially in our current political climate. So helping somebody pass better is actually keeping them safe. And secondly, because of gender dysphoria, right? It's extremely distressing to have your body be perceived in a way that is not consistent with your gender identity. I don't think that cisgender people necessarily get gender dysphoria from, you know, having thin lips or, you know, having a flat chest. Most of the time, it's just like they want to look better, or maybe they have an insecurity. That's totally valid as well, but it's not gender dysphoria. Okay, but yeah, that's my 2 cents. Moving on. Gender criticals think Daniel Radcliffe's pregnant girlfriend is trans. The pregnant girlfriend? You think the pregnant girlfriend's trans, babe? This is Daniel Radcliffe's Harry Potter's girlfriend. Now what do you see? I see a beautiful woman with Daniel Radcliffe. What are you asking me here? And in the community note, Erin Dark, falsely implied here to be transgender, is currently pregnant with her first child. The transvestigation has gone too far. It's gone too far. But there was one where they were transvestigating Kyle Rittenhouse. I thought that was so funny. Do y'all think that Caitlyn Jenner knows she's trans or not? I'm just gonna leave this here. Leave the kids alone. And it's like a pyramid with woke teachers in the middle, and going into the pyramid, it's normal children, coming out, trans kids. So who made you trans, Caitlyn? Because I have a word with them. I'm pissed. Worst decision ever.
I'm not talking about it.
This person just replied, do you own a mirror? Like, you are trans. Baby, it's you. Okay, this one's a tweet from Blair White. It says, if the statement trans women are women were true, the statement women are trans women would be equally as true. But virtually no one thinks or says that. Just an observation. Okay.
Here we go again.
Like, again, see, even being a trans person, you're not exempt from transphobia rotting your brain. I'm sorry. This can be disproved multiple ways, right? We can take a math example if we want, right? 15 divided by 3 is not the same as 3 divided by 15. The order of operations doesn't really matter. But maybe if you want an even better example, you could say a square is a rectangle, but a rectangle is not a square. You ever heard that? Ever heard that one? I learned that one in like kindergarten, girl. Lack of critical thinking again. It's just crazy. This one says, cis women generally don't have hair on their legs. If you know women who do, they are most likely trans or have some kind of hormonal imbalance. Tell me you've never met a woman in your life. Tell me you've never dated a woman. Tell me you're an incel. This one should belong on that bad girls anatomy one, right? We should do a video on that, huh? Would you guys like that? Let me know. Now, according to Blair White's logic, if women with hairless legs are not trans, does that mean that trans women without hair on their legs are women? Cause I'll show you right now.
Hey, yo!
But all right, you guys, that was the last one for today's video. I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys had a lot of fun too. If you did, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up down below. Make sure to subscribe so you guys don't miss when I post new videos. And yeah, other than that, I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.